Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I'm honored to be here today. And before I get started with my remarks, and I do yield myself as much time as I may consume,
the gentleman is recognized.
Thank you. I want to recognize the chairman of the chairperson of the Highways and Transit Subcommittee and thank her for her support, Ms. Holmes Norton. I appreciate your support on this issue, and as your ranking member on the committee, I look forward to working with you in a very bipartisan way to make sure that we put infrastructure first when it comes to the United States of America. And congratulations on your chairmanship. And I also want to thank my colleague who's joined us on the floor, my partner in getting this bill passed in the last Congress too, Grace Napolitano. We kind of sit at both ends of Route 66, me in central Illinois and Ms. Napolitano on the far west side with a lot more ocean air than in the middle of Illinois in her district near Santa Monica, California. But as you know, Madam Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 66, and I also want to thank the Speaker of the House for giving us this designation of H.R. 66 because it is very important for the historical context of this bill that creates the Route 66 Centennial Commission. I'm proud to have Route 66 run right through the middle of my district, and as you know, in 1926, Route 66 became our nation's first all-paved highway under the U.S. highway system, connecting Chicago, Illinois, which is about 3 hours north of me, but right through the middle of the 13th district in Illinois runs this road. And early on, this road, of course, ended in Santa Monica, California, but it was used by hundreds of thousands of Americans, as Ms. Norton said, seeking escape from the Dust Bowl. It provided critical employment opportunities for road crews, infrastructure investment during our Great Depression. During World War II, our highway transported troops, equipment, supplies to military bases across our country and was used after the war by thousands of troops coming home to see their families. By the 50s, Route 66 began to see a rise in tourism and became the true symbol of American freedom and independence that we know today. In April of 2017, my colleague from Central Illinois, Darren LaHood, and I went on an extended tour along with numerous state legislators in Illinois, like my good friend Representative Tim Butler and my state representative Avery Bourne. And we toured the stretches of Route 66 that we share. I had the opportunity to personally witness the economic impact of the Mother Road throughout my district and throughout Congressman LaHood's district. They support many jobs. They're key economic activity in many of our smaller rural communities that we're blessed enough to represent. This keeps many of those communities alive economically. Now, travelers along Route 66 in my district can see a giant pink elephant. It's a big statue. You can't miss it, even when you're traveling on Interstate 55. But what you also can see there on a Sunday afternoon, because of the tourist and tourism opportunities along Route 66, that parking lot at the Pink Elephant Antique Mall and the diner attached to it in a small town of Livingston, Illinois, is packed. I took my family there to eat lunch not too long ago, and you could barely find a parking spot on a Sunday afternoon. You can also stop in Edwardsville, Illinois at the Wilde Theater, and you can experience the same theater experience that many in the 1950s experienced, right in Edwardsville, Illinois. That theater opened in 1909, and it's been redone. Got to stop by Jungle Jim's Breakfast in Springville, too. Got some good food, got some good pancakes, just don't eat too many of them. These are just a few of the thousands of local businesses that are along Route 66, which is why this bill is so important. This is a system of not just roadways, trail paths, and I want to make sure that we give this route what it deserves in our nation's history. That's what this bill will do. That's why I'm so supportive. Glad to be an original author of this bill, and I want to thank again my colleague, Ms. Napolitano, and I look forward to her remarks, and I'll reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Illinois reserves. The gentlewoman from the District of Columbia is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I yield such time as she may consume to my good